Hello everyone, happy Mother's Day. It is May 10th, 2020, and I am planting some flowers. I am a penny pinching person. I like to buy everything on sale. If I don't have to pay for it, I won't. And I will cut a corner to save money anywhere. So I'm pretty frugal when it comes to stuff like that. I think I've worn these gloves 3 times. Actually, yes, because see, this one has a hole in it. Whoa. I need to find a cheap way to fix this. Thank you, COVID. I can't see my hairstylist. Thank you very much for that. So I found these box mixes at Dollar General. No, actually, I found these at Goodwill. Goodwill sold these last season towards the end of the year. I got a couple bird feeders, a couple hummingbird feeders, some hummingbird hooks, shepherd's hooks, these, and a couple watering cans, I think, at Goodwill. They were on major clearance. These boxes, you can see, they were 50 cents each. But if you buy them in the store, which these sell at Dollar General, these are $2 a box. There's hummingbird mix, a bird and butterfly mix, there's a zinnia mix, zinnias, marigolds, and I'm making a couple videos today on how to plant these, because these are kind of like those boxes that have the seeds in it with like kind of like some perlite or vermiculite kind of substance in there, super light, and then you sprinkle it like in your yard, and apparently those seeds are supposed to adhere to the ground and sprout. I don't know if that happens because I'm not spreading them all over my land. It says it covers 100 square feet. This one says, Marigold says covers 25 square feet. I don't know how many seeds that is, but I did marigolds out of one box in 2 trays, and I basically used a 10 by 20 tray. I filled some 6 cells with some potting starter mix, and I sprinkled that box of marigold mix in these, and got tons of marigolds. Look at these. Tons of marigolds. They're like 4 and 5 inches tall already. I don't think I have a stick in here, but I know that they were started around the 23rd of April. But I know marigolds are super rewarding for your garden when you're growing vegetables, because they ward off pests. Look at the marigolds. Like, this tray would be like 20 bucks at Home Depot. Not anymore. I found a secret. So I'm going to do that again today. So I wanted to share with you how I make, like, I call it a cluster tray, where I plant a bunch of seeds in one tray, and then I'll cut it like a cake, and I'll take that square out and I'll plant that in the ground. I kind of do it for tomatoes too. I cluster seed and plant my tomatoes, and then I take each one of these seedlings out and step them up into solo cups. So it's a more effective way and a easier way it doesn't consume much time. But I have these trays. See, they have holes in them, so they drain, which is great. That's what I'm going to put my soil in. And since I don't have the same size tray for the bottom to catch the water, and I'm not in a greenhouse where I don't mind if it drips, I have the shelves behind me that I made, I'm taking another tray and I'm lining it with plastic. I had some extra 6 mil plastic from a construction project that I had going on here in my house. And I cut it to be about the size of the tray. And there's no holes in it, so it will catch the water. There might be a little too much extra plastic, but I can trim that down once I get some weight in here. I also found this bag at Goodwill of like decorative rocks or marbles. And I'm going to sprinkle a couple of those on the bottom of the tray on top of the plastic to lift the tray with the dirt and the seeds up a little bit so that drainage can happen. I know you don't want your stuff to sit in water too much because it can get root rot and stuff like that. I know that that's what it's like for vegetables, but again, I'm not a flower person. I've never grown flowers. I just know that I want them in my garden this year. I truly enjoyed my vegetable garden last year, and I want to enjoy it more by having some beauty in there, as well as that it smells so good. So now that I have a tray with holes, plastic, and another tray, I'm going to fill this tray about halfway up with some potting mix. I did just open a bag of like Miracle-Gro potting mix, so I'm just going to use that. But if you want to do it more on the cheap, you can do the peat moss, vermiculite, and perlite. That's what it's called. I had a brain fart there. I just don't have any of that mixed up right now because I'm pretty much done with seed starting. I started that back in March, and I'm almost done with the seed starting. Now it's just a matter of stuffing up my vegetables. As you can see, all the cups behind me, I did that today. I did probably 300 stuffing up of some plants. I have some really puny pepper plants, so I figured once I got them in some better soil, like this Miracle-Gro, and I can feed them with some Miracle-Gro water-soluble fertilizer, maybe it'll boost them up a bit, because in the next 2 weeks, we can put stuff in the ground, and I hate putting anything in the ground that's like this big. I did that last year with a couple sweet cherry tomato plants. I put them in the ground, and I literally turned around and looked at them and said, good luck. I had no idea if they were going to make it. And they were my most prolific cherry tomatoes last year, so I definitely saved the seeds on those. Okay, so now I have my potting mix in here. I have no idea if flower roots go deep. They're going to have to wait till I put them in the ground outside because this is it. This is all I got for them. So I'm going to do more marigolds right here. And the box, it has a little spout. I don't use a spout. I just open it and pour it. Excuse me. I think I'm having allergies today. In the box, I'm not sure if you'll be able to see that. It's very light and fluffy. See that stuff in there? It's almost like core, like, I don't know. It's almost like vermiculite. It's almost like sandy, but I think they put that in there to mark where the seeds go, because I don't even know what a marigold seed looks like. It's just mixed in here with a bunch of other junk. So it worked before on that other tray, so here I go. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to spread it through my box. Oh, I think I do see the marigold seeds. Huh, I'll have to show you one. Looks almost like a feather. But this box, again, says it covers 25 square feet. I really densely plant these. I did in the cells on the other trays like I did. I just didn't care. I paid 50 cents for it. So if I screw it up, I could try again. The only reason I'm doing more right now is because I'm going to have a plant sale, and I thought it would be nice if I could sell some of these. But look how tiny this seed is. So they look like a little feather. They're all over the place in here. I hope you can focus in on that. Yep. It's about 1 inch long. But that, I guess, is the marigold seed. So they're all over this tray. I can see them amongst the powdery splendor that it comes with. And there are marigolds all over in here. I can see them. And then I'm also going to moisten that down. And I made this watering can. Like I said, I'm frugal. I like to reuse and repurpose anything. I took this grape crush bottle and I put some holes in it right here. The water looks like junk because I have a dirty cup that I keep filling. The 18-gallon tote behind me is full of water. But look, water comes right out like a little watering can. And I use this actually to water my seedlings, because you cannot use a hose when you're watering seedlings because you misplace them. So I needed to find something other than a watering can, because a watering can doesn't even work right. I just needed to be able to moisten the top of my soil to get that seed to adhere to where I was planting it in. So here I am planting some more marigolds. I guess marigolds are really good for to plant around your tomatoes and your peppers and stuff like that. So I guess it wards off pests. I've never planted marigolds in my garden, but I do know Roots and Refuge Farm does, and that's one of my mentors. So I pay attention to her YouTube videos and her planting suggestions. So she is successful. So they always say, well, find somebody that has what you want, do what they do, and you'll get what they got. So that's what I'm doing. So I didn't have this, sorry, this is such a loud watering can. This potting mix that I just put in here, I hadn't pre-moistened it at all. So I'm kind of giving this thing a really good drink so I can wet it down through the bottom. But today is Mother's Day. I'm also going to be making a cooking video later on mashed rutabaga. I've never even eaten a rutabaga, but Jess from Roots and Refuge Farm actually did a video, or mentioned it yesterday, that she planted rutabaga. She pulled them out of the ground. They were like this big. She did about 4 of them. She chopped them up, boiled them, and then mashed them up with sour cream and chives. So I went to the store and bought some rutabaga. I'm going to try those tonight, so I'm going to make a video on how to do that. But these are the marigolds. I just did a tray of zinnias, and I'm going to wait for them to sprout. And this is my second tray of marigolds, and I'm very excited to see the outcome, the way that it's planted this way instead of being in 6 cells. But I want to thank you very much for hanging out with me. Let me know if you have any tips and tricks. Message me in the comments and tell me any suggestions that you may have. Maybe something for this. Just kidding. This coronavirus thing has really got us all worked up. But I want to thank you so much for hanging out today and taking the time to watch my video. I hope that you learned something. And if you have any questions, I'll do my best to answer them in the comments below. Have a blessed day. Happy Mother's Day to all you mothers. And we'll see you in the next video.